Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. See about Telegram here. So, all right, should be there now. Okay. Okay, now. Not a problem, Martin. Thanks for your interest. Okay. All right, so. Not sure how many people we're going to have on here this evening, but never really too much of a concern of mine. It always works out. But we do have the Telegram finance chat group open. We have the voice channel open on there. It is patched in to YouTube, I believe. Pretty sure. So maybe we'll get Lynn in here later. The funny one from California. Oh, they're all funny from California, right? Anyway, so I will keep my eye on that to see if we have anybody on the Telegram voice chat wants to come in, and I welcome all sorts of folks. I would really like to get some apes to come in there and actually have a discussion. That's my New Year's wish. But there's plenty to talk about anyway. Plenty to talk about, as always. So I am going to post this video over on the finance chat. Make sure that it's there for people to come here. Okay, done. See if Lynn makes it, so she can drive some subscribers away, as she likes to do. Hey, you know, no press is bad press. So I say, let's do it. I was just taking a look at Reddit here. One of the things I liked to do before was this idea of Friday night. And I know it's Thursday, but I don't have work tomorrow, so it's kind of like Friday night to me. Friday night, Reddit, AMC stock subreddit, debunking, pre-debunking. I would call it pre-debunking or pre-bunk, because everything on Reddit is predictive of what the AMC people are going to talk about. So you go to the subreddit and put it in new order, sort it by new, and literally you could predict what the AMC charlatans on YouTube would talk about. So that was fun. I did a few of those. And yeah, so just take a look here. I have it in this. Question the I own AMC NFT coming out. Is this okay? So they're giving away an NFT. Do you have to pay for this, or is it like are they truly giving it away? No. Lock that. Gotta love Discount Tuesdays. Discount Tuesdays. Free NFT for AMC Investor Connect. All self-identified, self-reported AMC shareholders. That's funny. Self-reported it's almost like they did that. I mean, if they had said self-reported, but I mean self-identified, it's close. It's damn close enough. It's close enough. We're members of AMC Investor Connect, and those who enroll by 12/31. Oh, you only have less than 1 day. Will receive an exclusive I own AMC NFT. Is this it here? Is this the NFT? Like, is that what it looks like? And I don't know. I mean, I have, whatever. I have no problem with it. But these ropes here, like the what do you call these? Stanchions? Rope stanchions? I'm not sure. But, they cordon off an area, corral people around, like in line at a roller coaster or something. But at first glance, when I first looked at this, it looked like a justice scale, like the scales of justice for some reason. Like these are the two sides. I mean, I know it's not. It just kind of like had that appearance. Like to me, it's a weird thing to put on here. Like, I don't know. Is that really the most identifiable thing about theaters that you would put on here? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But so where do you enroll for this at? Like, maybe it lets you do it if you're a member and you've logged in and all that shit. What a super hip looking corporate office though. Wow. Corporate HQ. It's like, yeah, super hip. Anyway, now this person is questioning it. They're questioning it. They have a question about it, I mean. So, yeah, they're questioning the ease with which you can set it up, and you don't have to prove that you are, which is interesting. So, you self-reported AMC stockholder, which is funny in and of itself. Number two, they're not going to verify it. Now, I'm sure that Ortex gets some kind of like verification or actual like, you know, documentation on the data that they get and report as self-reported. But I mean, I can't prove that. I can't prove it. But and it is interesting because it's like that. It really must be it really must be valuable. It must be worth a lot. You know, it's going to be a really valuable digital asset because, you know, all you have to do is say that you're an AMC stockholder. Oh boy. Okay. Like this is, I like these whataboutist type posts like this. In March of 2005, this guy bought 100 shares, 100% of shares. Sorry, bought 100% of shares, 1.1 million shares in a traded company to prove the corruption. The next 2 days, that same stock traded 50 million times and dropping the price 99% in 2 hours. All this with literally no shares available to borrow or short. It's true. I mean, this is also in 2005. Like, that was, you know, Reg Show was out, I believe, but it wasn't fully enforced or not enforced. It came. I believe it was enacted in steps or in provisions, and there were also other regulations that were not in place. But okay, so this is a link. Is this a link to a thing? Okay, no, it's not. But somebody asked. Good, good, good. So. Euro money and okay, so yeah, I'm not sure. I believe naked shorting. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it was 2008 when abusive naked short selling was banned in the United States. So but I believe Reg Show yeah, 2005. So that introduced the locate and closeout requirements, but it didn't, strictly speaking, outlaw quote unquote abusive naked short selling. Which is kind of odd to me that, well, first of all, that there weren't locate and closeout requirements before. So there weren't no locate requirements. So you didn't have to prove that you, you know, could locate the shares, and closing out FTDs, just let those things sit forever, or you know, kick the can, like they used like to say, kick the can down the road. I mean, those, not really. I mean, it's, you know, there was a time when those regulations were not in place, but that was before 2005. So I mean, I don't know what can they're talking about, but yeah, it's just odd that, you know, I mean, of course, market regulation always lags behind whatever bullshit they're doing. Starting with the beginning of the SEC, which, you know, for the first however many decades of the United States markets, you know, basically no regulation whatsoever. I mean, certainly not a federal entity that regulated it. So it's always a lagging thing, but as most regulations and laws are. But It's just a, it's just an oddity. But yeah, so naked short selling was not made illegal until 2008, of course, after the meltdown. Um, so they're talking about. Oh, okay, nice. So they put a link to this article. Literally, it's from 2006. Of course, that URL's no good. What the heck? I mean, why would you? And nobody. Okay, 0 points, but that's as mean as the apes get. I don't know. No, I know that's not true. That is not true. Let's see here. Okay, no. Well, I'll have to look at Euro money, I guess. Smallest listed companies. So we're talking about OTC penny stocks here, first of all. That's what it's. Yes, OTC bulletin board. God. Yep. Penny stocks. What's going on here? What's going on here? All right. Let's see. Robert Simpson decided to see what would happen if he bought the entire stock of one company. Using a single broker, within a couple of days, Simpson had paid a little over $5,000 for 1.2 million shares in OTC bulletin board property development company Global Links. According to Simpson, these shares were delivered to his account shortly afterwards. Yet the following day, 37 million Global Links shares were traded on the bulletin board. The next day, 22 million shares were traded. On neither day had Simpson traded a single Global Link share. I thought it was Global Links. It's Global Links. And it says Global Link. But anyway, and events had only ever issued 1.1 million shares. He managed to okay, so he bought one. Okay, I mean, so okay. Let me just do this basic math. God. Here. Wow. Okay. 3.8 thousandths of a penny. $0.00389 per share. So I know you can't see the calculator, but all the non-existent people watching the stream can see this calculator, see how we're talking about a stock, talking about that price. That's the price of the stock. So times 1.28 million shares. How he had managed to be sold more shares than were in issuance is exactly the question he hoped his foray would raise. He's the CEO of OTC bulletin board company Zan Corporation, a provider of advanced technology products for niche markets. I mean, so did he sue them, and what happened with that? So I'm going to look this up, see if I can get an update on this. First of all, I'm going to look up first of all, let me get rid of this stupid calculator. Yep. Make sure that everything's good here. Back. Okay. So it says my stream health is good, so I'm going to trust it. Okay. Stream health is excellent. Sweet. Okay. Stream health is excellent. Awesome. So there's just nobody here. Maybe everybody has to work tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I waited too long. Oh, there's a train. Maybe I waited too long. Oops. Wow, the price is about the same. Holy crap. Is that really? Wow. Oh, actually, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more than it was. And it is active, I guess, but wait, why is this 2014? What the Hemp Incorporated. Nice. Why am I on Hemp Incorporated? That's not... Oh, did they buy Global Links? Okay, so they were just associated with... Okay, anyway, 2014, give me a break. Okay, it was on news, no wonder. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my god. After that... Why did this... It shot up... Look at that. Wow. What is this guy bitching about? Well, this was in 20... When was that? 2000... 2005. Hopefully he held on to those shares, because holy shit, it went up to 15 cents. Wow. What the fuck? But that's the maximum. And I'm assuming it's even the same thing. The same shitty stock. But anyway, real estate centric. Global Links Corp is a real estate centric company. Oh, okay. Real estate centric. The Okay, now they have, oh god, now they have 1.5 billion shares with, okay, float is 350 million now. Oh, okay. Interesting. Right. Short selling data, short interest. 100%. Is this just, oh, change. Okay, change. Wow, okay, so nobody even cares enough to short that bitch now. Got it. So, Robert Simpson, is that his name? Robert Simpson, okay. Okay, here's something from the SEC. Is this the Forbes one that that inept ape was trying to paste in on the post, Reddit post? So this is just a comment from somebody who was really, really mad that naked short selling was not banned. But yeah. Anyway, this is what the apes are talking about here. They're literally talking about an OTC penny stock that is. Let me bring the. Oh no! Did I close the cat? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Talking about this what was it? Global Links or Global Link, whatever it's called, which the price of was this, and still is actually still is, and that's dollars. That's dollars. Yeah. Well, 3.8. I don't even know. Hundredths of a penny, I guess. That's dollars, so whatever. But anyway, worthless piece of crap. And he bought all the shares, which was at the time 1.2 million, and is now like over 300 million. So, and it's still the same price. Although it did shoot up to 15 cents in 2008. 2008, it shot up to 15. Shot up. So he was complaining about that, and then the apes bring this up. Oh well, this guy bought all the shares, and then there was trading the next day. Well, the biggest problem here is that naked shorting was not illegal then. So now I'm not saying it was right or good or anything like that, but just as a matter of fact, you have to look at what laws and regulations were in effect at the time when this happened versus now, because those two things are different. But by and large, the apes are not able to discern that kind of shit. They are not able to discern that shit. Now, I can't say that. I cannot apparently say to discern. The apes are not able to discern that, but they are not able to discern that. So, yeah, I'd rather be able to discern something than I'd rather be able not to say discern something, but be able to actually discern it. They just can't. They just can't. So that's literally it's whataboutism. Well, what about this? What about this? Well, different context, different time. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. All it is, this is emotional. This is an emotional attempt of manipulation right there. That's all it is. Apes drive trucks together. Apes drive trucks together. Read the AMC stock rules, and I do not believe I am breaking any of them here. Or read. I am not begging or advertising anything for sale. December 2020 ape here. I was buying in the money $1 calls for Christmas 2020 and still holding the exercise shares today. Good for you. Anyways, I made a game this year while I've been holding my shares, and I want to share it with my ape family. I think you guys are going to like it. Tell me what you think. Did I click it? Gosh. What in the... This seems like... Oh, so it is live. Three viewers. Well, I guess that is more than I have. So, who am I? Who am I to complain? Oh gosh, just shot up to 5. It just freaking exploded. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. Prize bots. Sounds lame. Okay. Kenny, is that you? Citadel. Isn't that probably the military institution. I don't know. They also have a California plate here. And what is this? Is that South Carolina? That flag? Where is Apish Bambino? That dude, I need him to tell me if that's his state flag so I don't have to actually do this. It's too much work. Too much work. Way too much. I mean, it seems like it, but I don't know. It's yeah, it might be this. Yeah? Where is it? I think. I mean, it does not look exactly the same. No, but that freaking that moon in the corner. I mean, but I'm seeing variations on it here. Which way does the crescent go? Does it go that way or does it go this way? Or does it even matter? That's the Citadel flag. So it is the Citadel. The other Citadel, like in Charleston, South Carolina, right? Now, it better not think I'm talking about Citadel Securities or whatever. The Citadel, yes. It is, and it's in Charleston, South Carolina. Wow, Apish Bambino, I am like shouting out to your home state right now. If you only knew. If only you knew. Nice. Do they accept women? Are women allowed to go here, or is it only men? I'm just curious. Because I thought I remembered something in the news about it. Anyway, okay, so yeah, that's I'm sure somebody probably corrected. Fuck Tofik, but can anyone confirm? Yeah. AMC unusual option activity alerted by Benzinga indicates someone was desperate to get AMC call options at $30 strike price. Urgently, they were prepared to pay 72 cents per contract when the price was 60 cents per contract, so confident they were that the price will cross 30 tomorrow. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to fire up the Fidelity Active Trader Pro platform, and we'll see what we can find. We'll see what we can find. And I'll go ahead and open that comments, but I'll look first, and then we can see what they said. I mean, unless everybody's out like partying tonight, but it's it's Eve. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm an oddball. I don't know. But there's nobody here, so I'm not gonna like bring out the good stuff. I'm not gonna talk about the actual stuff that I have planned to talk about, that I thought about for like 5 minutes earlier, with nobody here. So maybe I should give it a little boost here. Maybe I could post it on Twatter. Maybe I'll post it over on Twatter, and people can come in here from Twitter and ridicule me. So we'll do that. And then maybe I'll just turn on, I'm just going to look at AMC YouTube, maybe, for a little bit. In a bit. Here. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I am gonna look at this. That's right. I'm gonna look at that, and then I'm gonna look at YouTube and see, because I want to look at this Short the VIX video that I saw last night or this morning. It was either last night and I had to go to bed, or it was this morning and I had to go to work. But I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it yet. But the title was just, come on, man. Come on. Infinite short interest? What does it even mean? What does that even fucking mean? Well, of course, it means infinite short interest. All right, I'm going to go over to the Fidelity platform here. And, well, actually, first, does this even say, it says, someone was desperate to get AMC call options at $30 strike price urgently that they were prepared to pay 72 cents per contract when the price was 60 per contract. So confident they were that the price will cross 30 tomorrow. So we don't know the expiration. So, but we can, I guess we can just look for $30 strike calls that are 60, around 60 or 72. Stupid. I'm sure that, honestly, I'm not sure. It could be bullshit, could be true. I don't know. That's the beauty of not knowing and just finding out. But I mean, Benzinga is not great. You know, they're not really, like, they are super shilly, my opinion. Like, all of their articles are interlaced with tons of ads, and they want to sell you options alerts and shit like that, and it's just, you know, garbage media. Okay, so these that expire tomorrow are not anywhere close to that price. Let's see if they were whenever he posted this crap, which was this, I don't know, 5 hours ago. It was posted on Reddit 2 hours ago, and then it said 5 hours, so maybe it was 7 hours ago. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah, I guess it could have been. Jesus. I mean, yeah, it was around that price. So, I mean, it doesn't even say, does it say how many? Does it say anything? It just says that supposedly the ask price was 60 cents and they paid 72 cents per contract, but we don't know how many contracts, and we honestly don't even know the expiration. But I mean, it would, I guess, pretty much have to be this one, because next week is going to be probably way more expensive, I would imagine. I mean, it's a shame that there aren't more apes on this live stream, because, you know, you're not going to get as honest and I'm not even going to say true, like fact, you know, like expert, because I'm not an expert, but I'm curious enough to, you know, actually look stuff up and look into it. So, you know, that's the apes' loss. But I mean, you know, we know that they have an affinity for losses. We know the apes have no interest in profiting, apparently. Anyway, all sweep at the $30 strike. We need someone with an unusual whales account. Yes, that's what you need. Unusual whales. That is exactly what you need. If only you had that. Okay, so Friday, $30 calls near the ask. 502 at 72. Yeah, she might be running tomorrow. Yep. No dates, though. No dates. Buy and hold. Buy and hold. Toshil Fudzula. Toshil Fudzula. Oh, I'm disappointed that I didn't think of that. Toshil Fudzula. Oh my god. Okay, but what was that quantity? It was 502 at 72. So it probably is, but Toshil Fudzula. So whoever this dumbass is, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, whoever this moron is who bought these freaking calls, I mean, I don't even care if you bought it above the ask. It doesn't even fucking matter because, well, first of all, I mean, the price now is 27. So yeah, that was a good. I mean, I guess it could go above 30 tomorrow. That this option, it could end at it could close at $5 or something. Price could go to $31, and it could. Wow, it's in the money. We won. We won. The apes won. They closed over 30. Wow, you won. But this is today's chart. This is today. Let me get off this 1 minute bullshit. So that happened somewhere in this range here because that's where the price range is. Now, what if we put a comparison on here to the AMC underlying stock to see how it compares to the stock itself? So, yeah, I mean, and particularly the volume. So let me go down to, like, I don't know, 7 minutes or something. So I like to do these types of comparisons to see how does the option compare to the underlying stock. And yeah, of course, it follows the same curve on a call. Let's see here. What is this here? This is in the 29.50 range. High was like 30 something. Okay. So you can see that this curve, it follows it on the way up and down, and it doesn't really diverge a lot more at the end of the day, or in this area. A lot of the times on out of the money, further out of the money, you'll see something similar. But let's go to our old friend, like the 85. No, that's stupid. I would just go a little bit more less ridiculous. How about 40? Fuck, 40. The $40 strike. It's only $10 more strike price, but okay. Gonna look fun. I mean, you can't even tell. You can't even tell that doesn't really seem to correlate. How about something that's got a little bit of value? 32 maybe? Well, okay, yeah, maybe we can see it on this. Comparison on. Got 29.32 on the underlying stock. 15 cents there. Yep. Okay. So then we've got 29.33 over here on the right, and we've got 12 cents on the stock, or on the odd. We've got 29.33 on the stock, and a 10-cent closing over here. And we had the same price over here on the left. We have a 15-cent closing, basically. So it is lower. Of course, you have theta coming off there, probably volatility too, but gets worse as you go out of the money more. So point is just at 30, it has high open interest, it looks like. I mean, higher open interest, let me rephrase. Probably not enough to do anything because you have more at 50. 30, I mean, you don't have anything. And I don't know why it's highlighting 32. Shouldn't be highlighting 32. Okay, that was just because I clicked on it, I guess. Because that's not in the money. Okay, there we go. So you don't have anything in the money until you get to 28, which has 5,800 open interest. So, yeah. But this isn't the option chain that was so dangerous, supposedly. Okay, so I can look at prices between 70 and 73, maybe. Supposedly it's in there. And it was, again, 502 versus, I mean, 17,000 open interest? I don't know about that. What are they talking about? 30? Okay, I guess it is. Okay, never mind. There. But, and then let's see, trade size greater than or equal to, I'll just do, I don't know, 200. 23. Maybe it was several. You know what? You can look at. Okay, so here it is. But that's at $38, so that's not it. It's not on here. I don't know. It's like, that is the one we're talking about, but I mean, that could be, no, it's not, because it's down here too, and it shows a different price. So this is the price that it was sold at, or bought in this case. And white is going to be in between the spread. Green is the ask price, so 38, and that matches the ask price. Red is buying, so it's, or I'm sorry, red is selling, so it's on the bid price. So price is 185, bid is 185, matches the bid. White ones are in between, so 27 cents is in between 26 and 28. So, that could be price improvement. It's, just from, let's say that you executed at the mid price. So, do we know? We don't know necessarily if it's buying or selling. But you might be able to, there are ways that you can, there are ways of knowing, but that's a 28 put anyway, so I'm not really interested in that at this time, the current time. I'm recording this live stream. Anyway, I guess long story short, who cares? Might be running tomorrow. Yeah, might be running tomorrow, guys. Yes. All right. Anyway, freaking YouTube. And everything is slow. I have a feeling it's because I have the thing on, the Telegram chat, so perhaps I will at least mute it. I wonder if that will help. Probably not. Anyway, oh, the Creative Investor is live right now, and he's got 126 viewers. Oh, man. I'm going to have to go there and promote myself. Try to poach at least some of his viewers. Come on. Come on. By the way, that was Job Bluth, not Joe Biden. I'm going to have to close this thing.
Which options did I actually trade though? And Carnival's not the best example to do this on.
Why is he using freaking Robinhood to look at options?
Expired tomorrow, so they're not up here. The chain's not up here. But essentially, if you get a news announcement or something that's going to drive the stock higher, this is not something you would do all the time. It's more of like if you want to day trade a stock real quick using options, you can do this strategy very well. You'd buy, say, the $21 call. You're just bullish. Something came out. You want, a position in them, but you don't want to hold it all day. You bought the $21 strike for $46 per share. You're chilling. It's in your account for 5-10 minutes, whatever.
Technically, no, it's 46 cents per share for 100 shares, Tyler. Come on. I mean, I know I'm just being an option snob, but, it's one of my pet peeves.
One went to 100 or whatever the price. Yeah, and then this 22 went.
Is people talking about options who don't know what they're talking about and make sloppy, amateur statements like that. Like, oh, we're going to buy this for $46 per share. No, you're buying a contract for 100 shares at 46 cents per share, which comes out to $46 total. 46 cents times 100 is $46. But, anyway, it's
appreciate you.
Like, people like this, it seems like I'm picking on people. It really does, but, oh, now we're on Webull. But I will say this. If you're new to trading options, first of all, you're probably not talking about it on your YouTube channel, so that's good, and I salute you. But if you're new to trading options, I would recommend Robinhood over Webull, because Webull's terrible. I mean, let's just be honest. It's terrible. It is a garbage platform. Any platform that doesn't give you real-time data, live information, how can you trade on that? How can you trade? You can go get yourself a Fidelity account right now and use these tools, which, you can't tell at this point in the game here that it's real-time, live, but during the market, you sure can. Everything's live. And you don't even need to have money in your account. You don't need to have a balance at all. That's just, Fidelity. That's Fidelity. So That's one thing. How can you trade with non-real-time data? Then you're going to have to buy it, which is kind of absurd. And you can get level 2 and all that stuff. It's all on there. It's all on Active Trader Pro for free. Plus, it's quality data. Anyway, for options, it's particularly bad because you're looking at a 15-minute out-of-date option chain. The option chain's delayed by 15 minutes. I mean, that's ridiculous. You can't trade off that. You can't trade off that. Or if you do, you have to use another option chain that's live and then go to Webull and type in the price you want because it will give you the wrong price. And by default, it loads some lowball price to, I mean, yeah, it's just garbage. I mean, it's a Chinese owner, like, it's, you know, like, I'm not a xenophobe, but, you know, it's bullshit. It is bullshit.
Who here actually bought Hood? Yeah, I've never bought Hood. I have shorted Robinhood.
Oh, well, aren't you cool? You are a true ape. You shorted Robinhood, but you're going to use it to give your shitty little option analysis. Look at that. Oh, boy. He made some money on puts and back in October. Sweet. Good for you. I shorted it because I'm an emotional ape.
Give me a break on Robinhood. Please. Like, man, I think I shorted this twice, 3 times.
And technically you're not shorting it, but you're buying puts. Buying puts is not, I mean, it is shorting in the sense that you are profiting from a decline in the stock. However, not short selling. Like, I wouldn't use the terms interchangeably personally, but you know, I'm not that creative, or maybe I'm more creative, but anyway. Okay, now he said $1 quadrillion problem. $1 quadrillion problem. So the apes are going to get $1 quadrillion collectively, according to little Short the Vix here. This little kid, he's a little boy. He is such a child. I mean, a lot of these guys are. Well, you're a child too, for making fun of them. I just want to see this goddamn, pardon my Francais. Here it is. Infinite short interest. Infinite short interest. Infinite. Infinite. Okay. Fucking clickbait motherfucker. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video.
Got another very important AMC update to bring.
You know the guy on the movie Office Space who is he's the server at Tchotchke's. He's a little dweeb. Welcome to Tchotchke's. That's who Short the Vix sounds like to me. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another very important AMC update to bring all of you this evening. So what we're going to be talking about in this update video is all of the craziness that happened today. We're going to expand on some of this and just kind of show everybody how it is possible to hide a lot of this short interest in the options chain. And when we have...
Oh, here we go with this bullshit. Hiding the short interest in the option chain. I love that. I love that. Let's hide it in the option chain. What we're going to do is I'm going to go to the option chain, and I'm going to lift the rug up on it, and I'm going to sweep the short interest under the rug, and then put the rug back down. Hide it. Hide the short interest. Literally hide the short interest in the option chain. I mean, okay.
Have these monthly options expiration periods, it is possible for some mishaps to happen, and we do see some basically
some mishaps
come up in a lot of these exchange reported short interest numbers. But for those of you guys who may not already know what happened today, we had a lot of different brokers.
I hate when he says that, by the way. for some of you guys who may not know what already happened.
Now, saying that AMC's exchange reported short interest as of December 15th was 40.25%. Now, TD was actually pretty helpful in trying to figure this out. The representatives, not so much. TD, the company itself, in terms of their Twitter account, was pretty helpful in trying to help us get through some of this. But at the end of the day, there's a broader message to all of this. The short interest could be 40, it could be 100%, it could be 1,000%. It doesn't necessarily matter. What we're looking at here is that we need better.
It doesn't matter. You're right. He's right. I agree with him. It doesn't matter. But
reporting instructions. When I was thinking about this on the stream today, I was thinking, well, there's an easy way that we can easily see this happen. All we need to do is find and figure out and implement a tracking system that shows when basically a share is lent out and when it is sold short, and we should be able to see the actual short interest be represented on a chart like we are seeing right here throughout each and every.
That's what Ortex gives you. That's literally what Ortex gives you. They track it. When it's borrowed, they get that information from the securities lenders. It's self-reported from them. And, you know, these guys think that there are a bunch of shares that are being lent out that are not being shorted, that it's somehow prudent for them to borrow shares and just hang on to them, like pretend like they're apes. That's what the hedge funds are doing, guys. They're borrowing millions of shares and they're just hanging on to them so that they can pretend like they're an ape. That's what it is, because it's not like it costs them that much money. It's not like the point is to actually make a profit. So, you know, you can't trust that data, clearly. AMC and GameStop are an opportunity of a lifetime. You're a bot, and you just love the stock. Hey, you know, there's something very mechanical about the apes. They're a very bot-like, drone-like bunch of people. You know, I've likened them to dumb terminals before, like the old library computers. Green screen, because basically just a screen that doesn't have any type of processing power in it. It just basically displays information from another source, which is and you know, allows you to see it and maybe manipulate it a little bit, like, but you know, it's not doing any computation. It's just displaying something from a larger system somewhere else, a big brain somewhere else. And so that's what you have here. You got all these dumb terminals. It's the easiest play. That's the whole point. Any dumb can do this. Any idiot can lose money on a stock. I mean, yes, you're right about that. Any moron can do that. And remember, more people lose money than make infinite wealth, especially retail investors, especially first-time investors. When you have a situation where everybody thinks they are going to be rich, and you have all of this emotional type investing, I mean, that is the first rule. That's the first rule of investing, my friend. You never go with the herd. You never invest off of emotions. And when everybody is making money and everybody's going to be rich, that is a sign. It's a sign. Not a sign that you're going to be rich. Sign. It's a sign that you need to check your ego. But anyway, whatever. I'm not here to convince drones of anything. Not here for that. But anyway, and then that's also, you know, there's a Dunning-Kruger element to this too. Any dumb can do this. Well, yeah, you know, if you don't know what you don't know, in other words, if you are not experienced in something, if you are relying on the information from somebody else's big brain, then you can't critically think about it. You can't evaluate it for yourself. And I'm sorry to say, there are providers of misinformation out there. Not me. Not me. There are. And I'm not talking about these guys either. I'm not talking about Short the VIX. I'm talking about on Reddit. I'm talking about on Twitter. Like, there are actual shills providing information, and I don't think that Short the VIX is a shill. I mean, he acts like one. He's, but I don't think he's actually being paid by a hedge fund or something, or whatever, whoever. I don't think that's the case, but I think he's just a narcissistic young investor, entitled as well. I've been there, done that. I've seen it many times. He's a young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed investor, newer investor. I mean, look at some of his stuff from April, May. The shit he was saying then. I mean, if you think this stuff is bad, well, I mean, I don't think that. I mean, some people know that this is bad. Some people know that this is complete nonsense. But if you think this is nonsense, the shit in April and May he might as well have been talking in Esperanto or some shit, because it was just nonsensical, completely nonsensical. I mean, so whatever. But clearly a lot of these people have not had any experience beyond this. And that's, that's also concerning. So yeah, any dum-dum can do what Short the VIX is doing, clearly. Any idiot can do it. They can talk bullish about AMC. There's not been one day, one video where he was anything other than super bullish, or has said the shorts haven't covered, or has said, the short interest could be this, it could be this. I mean, that's called speculation, and it's ignorant, especially when you are A, putting your money on the line, or B, convincing others to put their money on the line. Like, people are losing money because of this. So, just, as a matter of fact, people are losing money.
Day. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoy the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos, so AMC did have a green day today, up about 0.83% on the day. 23 cents, closed the day.
Wow, 23 cents. Awesome.
$27.95, down slightly in the after hours, about 0.5%. But again, we still have a lot of really great things to look forward to. Now, the most up-to-date Ortex numbers that we are looking at, let's just refresh this page right here. We can see that the utilization, 76.5%, estimated short interest, 17.03%.
I don't know why they insist on refreshing it like during the video, like it's gonna fucking change. Okay. Like in the evening. It's not going to change in the evening. And if you read Ortex's actual information, they tell you when they update it. I don't think he's ever read it, though, because, I don't know, there's 1.49 million return shares and 1.58 million borrowed shares. So, what are the return shares again? Oh, well, those are just shares that they borrowed and held on to so they could feel like apes. No, those are closed, covered, short positions right there. That's what return shares means. That's what return shares means. Now, it's not really anything to be concerned about because they went ahead and borrowed the same number of shares plus 84,000. So it essentially is no net change. It's a little bit more. Does it, I mean, and the price didn't change that much today. So the price went up a little bit, and so did the short interest. So yeah, I mean, now these return shares are not indicating that they were actually bought back and closed today, because they have to go through settlement. So, and that's straight from Ortex as well. So, the shares that are returned today, they were returned today, but they can't be returned until they settle. So they're being bought, so they have to go through a settlement period, just like any other transaction. And then once that's complete, then they can be returned. So it's not clear from that. That's not clear from this page unless you hit the question mark here, probably, and read about it. Although I don't even know if it says it there. So, but it doesn't matter because the apes aren't. They're not. They don't get that, or they aren't being told that. And again, because they are library display terminals, they're not being fed that information from their mainframe system, from their big brain, from their big blue mainframe computer. So they're not going to know that, or they're not going to they're going to think it's FUD that Scott is putting out because he's a shill. And I mean, if I actually cared what these apes say about me, and I wanted to show that I'm not, I could show you my bank account, and I can guarantee that's guaranteed to prove that I'm not a shill by how little money I have in my bank account. But that's another discussion altogether. So anyway,
0.03%, pretty low cost to borrow, days to cover 2.35, and when we're looking at AMC's volume, especially today of 30 million, I would expect to see that days to cover number really start to step up if we are going to continue to see a lot of these lower volume days. Now, coming over to Stonko Tracker.
No, you're not. Why would you see that? I mean, why would you see that? It's already 2.35. I mean, what is the current short interest? Let's see. 87. Okay, so, and this is yesterday. Again, this is yesterday. So I actually don't have a chart up here. All I have Fidelity. So in the last 3 days, you had, let's see, we're going to call that 31 million yesterday, short the VIX. Okay. And although I don't know if that's, anyway, we'll call it 31. Today, the day before yesterday was 31 and a half. So that's like 63, and then you got another 36 today. So now that's over the short interest end. So that's 2 point something. Let's see what it actually was. I mean, I remember it was 2 point something, but it's what I just 2.35. So no, it's not going to have to step. The days to cover is not going to have to shoot up. It's literally not, but okay.
Today, 30 million. I would expect to see that days to cover number really start to step up if we are going to continue to see a lot of these lower volume days. Now, coming over to Stonko Tracker right here, again, let's give this one a quick refresh as well. We have 113,000 call contracts in the money, and we have 464,000 contracts out of the money for that January expiration date. Again, this is posing a very, very big risk to a lot of the market makers and institutions.
Yes, these out-of-the-money call options are posing an extremely poignant risk. I mean, what the fuck is this? But stupid. This is ignorant.
And this is posing a very, very big risk to a lot of the market makers and institutions that are selling these options because they are going to have to hedge them eventually. So again, this is not a guaranteed thing that is going to happen, but every single time we have seen in the past AMC have significant price movements to the upside, we have always seen the options chain get a little bit out of hand. Now let's get into this whole
always seen it get out of hand. Yes, every fucking month. Every month it gets out of hand. You know how? The apes buy out of the money calls. They buy the cheapest, most least likely to make money option contracts. Every month. Every month. And this month is no different. This month is no goddamn different. Short the VIX. What a joke. This guy's a joke. He doesn't know shit. And he just doesn't care. He doesn't actually know what he's talking about, but he doesn't mind talking about it, though. He'll still, he'll still tell you what's going on. He'll still tell you. He'll still talk about it, even though he doesn't know. Jesus. So far, he's said nothing. He's actually literally said nothing of any consequence in this video. I mean, it's sad. It's stupid. Like, he's a dumb terminal, and he is literally creating an infinite number of dumb. So there's your infinite. Okay, the apes love they love infinite, the infinite squeeze, infinity squeeze. Like, that's something they can understand. Something lasts forever. Oh yeah, I can get that. I can grasp that. It lasts forever. How can you not understand that? Any dum-dum can do that. If only it were that easy. If it were that easy, every pauper would be a king. Not so. It's not so. But okay. Oh boy. So now there's 180,000 open interest on that 145 call for January 21st. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. And guess what? And this is, consider this. Consider this. Now any dum-dum should know this, right? Any dum-dum should know this. The AMC, he just said, Short the VIX just said, well, this was yesterday though, so this was yesterday's video. Sorry. But I'm sure he played it up today too, because it went up even more. It went up by twice as much as it did 2 days ago. It went up by 3.5%, which is $1.99. 99 cents. So you know that he played up that shit. Oh, we were up 3.54% today, guys. Yeah. But the point is, the stock went up 3.5%. The fucking 145 call went down by 7%, which is 1 cent. But I mean, still, it went down. And you had a volume of almost 10,000 of those motherfuckers. Is that the highest volume for today on that expiration? Oh, yes, of course it is. By almost 3 times. By almost 3 to 1. That is the highest volume in this option chain that is supposedly presenting a huge risk. The market makers are scared. No, they're not scared. They're scared that they're going to make too much fucking money off the apes. They're scared that they're going to, they're going to profit too much and have to pay more in, I don't even know. I'm just talking out of my ass here. But basically, the apes bought these things. I mean, they bought these things 3 to 1 today. I mean, how many people sold them? Why would anybody sell them? They think that it's going to go up to $10,000 per share, which is paper hands, really. It's $1.2 billion per share now, right? Right? Where's my apes at in here to argue with me? Tell me I'm wrong. I don't even have apes in here anymore. Wow. You guys are pathetic. But, let's see. Oh, you know what? We'll do the comparison on here. This will be a fun one. This will be a fun one. This will be a real fun one. Oh my God. That's absurd. Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's not right. Wow, okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, but it's still pretty ridiculous. Still pretty ridiculous. Especially when you do this. Oh my God, this is painful right here. This is painful. I mean, even back in, is this October? September, even back in September, but this thing lost a lot in September. Wow. Literally went from 515 to barely won something. But yeah, I fail to see how this option chain is anything other than fucking stupid for the apes. How it is anything other than apes wasting money, just completely just uninformed investing. Okay, so there's some cells. There's a lot of buying. Lot more buying, at least it looks like in this just cursory glance through it here. I mean, we could also do this. I mean, yeah, like, what was that? It was like 400,000 something out of the money. Half of those fucking things are the 145s. What is this guy talking about? Like, he's such a disingenuous grifter. He's a grifter. He's a disingenuous grifter. See. I don't want today. I want, I don't know, 5 days. Let's go on, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. So, can we just do daily then, I guess? So you're, well, I mean, but there's still so many of these things open. It's hard to tell from that. But anyway, yeah. So these 145s, and it just reset. It just reset the volume. It just went away. But this was 9,000 something on this 145 for January 21st. It was 1,000. It was 9,000. It just reset. I don't know why Fidelity resets at 11:30. I guess to get ready, prepare for the next fun day of trading. But and the open interest just went down too, because wasn't it 190 or was it 180? I honestly, it's high. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way, because I mean, it's nearly, 4-to-1 of the 40, which is still out of the money. So just, I don't see, I fail to see, maybe he'll say, but I don't think so, because he's just these general statements. We have 400, we have 100,000, like 1,000 is such a huge number. But no actual explanation as to why.
Eventually. So again, this is not a guaranteed thing that is going to happen, but every single time we have seen in the past AMC have significant price movements to the upside, we have always seen the options chain get a little bit out of hand. Now let's get into this whole situation on whether or not the exchange reported.
What is out of hand? That's not a financial term. Oh, this is getting out of hand, guys. What the fuck does that mean? Out of hand. What do you mean by that? I can point to, well, at least one, definitively one, option chain that got out of hand, or maybe one 1 month period, 6 or so weeks, maybe, that I would say the option chain got quote unquote out of hand. And you probably know what region of time I'm referring to in late May, early June. Because I showed this on a video recently called Goodbye Gamma, that the option chain was a lot different then. In the highest strikes weren't really there, didn't get added until late May, early June on a lot of the option chains, and a lot of the options went deeply in the money on that run up as a result of probably delta hedging, some short covering, FOMO, just huge retail engagement, higher volume, trading volume in a daily basis than the float exists, which don't understand why the apes don't have a problem with that, since the float was traded 70 times this year, 28 billion shares or whatever it was. That's such a problem. But when we look at individual days, which comprise the year you're literally bitching about, it's not something that's not on the radar, because I don't know. They haven't addressed it that I could tell, that I remember. I mean, don't you remember that everybody was buying a stock and people were trading it and day trading, and it was a popular phenomenon that brought a lot of people, participants in the market, a lot of people that had money. It wasn't just a bunch of dumb broke apes. It was just a lot of engagement. So that's what it means. That's all it means. Nobody was saying at that time, oh wow, guys, we traded 700 million shares today. I mean, there probably were some people saying this, but it didn't gain traction. It wasn't part of the actual thing. Guys, we traded 700 million shares today. That means there's 200 million synthetic shares. That's what it means, guys. You can't do that. Well, do you know how much money there is in circulation? Do you know, there isn't necessarily new money being printed all the time, paper money that, goes out. In other words, it's circulating. You can get $1 and then, you spend $1 and then that dollar goes somewhere else and that person spends it and then somebody else gets it and they hang on to it and so on and so forth. And it's the same thing with stock. It's the same thing with stock. It's like you're just, hey, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna borrow this video from Blockbuster. I'm gonna borrow this movie. I'm gonna borrow The Matrix, the original one, on VHS, and I'm gonna hang on to it for a couple weeks, and I'm gonna enrich myself with it, and then I'm gonna return it, or I'm gonna give it back so somebody else can. I'm gonna get rid of it. Somebody else can borrow it. And it's just, because there's only so many copies of the movie, and it doesn't mean just because they rented the fucking Matrix 37 times in a 31-month calendar month doesn't mean that there are counterfeit copies of the Matrix at Blockbuster. It does not mean that. So, it's like... But anyway, hello, Lynn. Out of hand syndrome lead to foot in mouth disease. Out of hand syndrome. The mark of all the smart apes. Foot and mouth disease. That was a haiku. That actually was. It worked. But out of hand, what the fuck? Literally, what the fuck does that mean? It's getting out of hand, guys. No, it's not. It literally, there's almost 500,000 contracts that are probably going to be worthless. I mean, they are, if you ask me, they already are, but Stonko Tracker. Whoever, I still want to know who made this website so I can call them out by name, because they have misled. They have also caused a lot of people to lose fucking money. Whoever created Stonko Tracker should show themselves. Obviously, they're not proud of it because they haven't advertised who the hell they are. Like, hey guys, I'm the guy who made Stonko Tracker. So, I think they're probably ashamed of it. I think they probably are. But they're not ready to admit it yet. But it's garbage. I mean, and at the end of the day, this really doesn't tell. What does this tell you? This tells you what we already fucking know. The apes are terrible investors. They don't know what they're doing. They're gladly throwing their money away because some asshole on YouTube says that they should. Essentially, it's a big circle jerk. I mean, Lynn knows that. We know that. I know that. You know that guy. That guy. He tweets a lot. I'll find it here. He's like a Middle Eastern guy. His name is Tawfiq Fazula or some shit like that. I found, and I wish I had thought of this, but see, I don't think of all the good things, all the great sayings and nicknames like the misinformed investor, which is a classic. But I recognize them and I give credit and I appreciate them. So in the same manner, I appreciate Toshil Fadzula. Toshil Fadzula. Good old Toshil Fadzula. I mean, he just looks like a shill. He is a shill. He works for Benzinga. I mean, that's the definition of a shill. Toshil. Anyway.
Short interest on AMC is actually above 40% right now. So we kind of have to go through a little bit of a sequence of events. So this morning, when I was first made aware of this situation, somebody sent me a screenshot of AMC's short interest on TD Ameritrade being right here, 40.25% of the float. Oh my God. As of December 15th. So I just asked a very basic question to TD. Where are you sourcing your short interest data from? Because we know that Ortex is mainly getting it from S&P Global, but they don't have the whole market picture. If TD is getting it from a different source that is giving us that other picture, well, that could have given us a better insight.
What other source is there? What other source is there? Seriously, let's... Okay, anyway.
Into what the true short interest is on AMC or any other stock right now. So TD responded, hello there. Our news and research is provided by third-party vendors once a month. Please be sure to check out our third-party research disclosure located at the bottom of our stocks and profile page. So they are getting their data from an outside source. Who is this outside source right here? Morningstar. Market data and information provided by Morningstar, another sort of ratings agency or a research company that is going to be providing a lot of data to companies like TD Ameritrade. But here's the problem.
Oh, who's Morningstar? Oh, they're a company that provides data to TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade gets their data from Morningstar. Well, who's Morningstar? Oh, they're a company that provides information to TD Ameritrade. That's called a circular definition, my little friend. God, this guy sucks. He's such an idiot. And paying Benzinga to publish your essays. Yeah, I mean, probably Benzinga. God, it's just one big ad. One big ad for their shitty options thing. Alerts or whatever. And that's exactly what this was. That's exactly what that stupid post is about. Unusual option activity. Yeah, because you know that the apes are retarded when it comes to options. And, unusual activity. That means that if we do the same thing, we're going to make money. Well, guess what? These fucking $72 contracts. Fuck, I forget what they closed at. they closed at today at the 31. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. $27. So good fucking job, Toshil Fudzula. Jesus, how many fucking apes bought this shit because of this? Looks like I don't even want to go there because it's creepy. It's a creepy thing to say. But anyway, yeah. So these options lost, a fair amount of value, $40 to $60, depending on $40 to $50, depending on how much you paid for it. Like this was the high of the day. So, yeah, whoever bought those, maybe it was an ape. They bought high, sell low. That's what the apes do. Oh, shill.
You can see here that TD is listing it at 40.25%, but when you go on Morningstar's website right here, you can see that as of December 15th, they are showing it as 18.88%. That is a very, very significant discrepancy that needs to be taken care of.
It needs to be. Short the VIX, it needs to be. It needs to be taken care of. You go. You discipline them. You go, girl. It needs to be taken care of. I mean, does it even say that short interest actually comes from them? I mean, why is this cut off? Why is it fucking cut off? What an idiot. Why is this cut off? That needs to be addressed. That needs to be fucking addressed. Market data and information provided by Morningstar. Options are not suitable for all investors. Stocks profile page. Oh yeah, I looked at this in a video last night, but I didn't. But I didn't see that because they changed it back to 18.83 because clearly that's a fucking mistake. They would have fixed it by now. But yesterday, they were all hot and bothered on that. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was something. I don't even know. Stocks profile. What does that even mean? Like, okay. Stocks profile page. I don't see anything that says that. Stocks profile. I mean, here's what he was looking at, so I don't need your stupid screenshot, Short the VIX. Fucking dolt. You can't fucking provide a screenshot that's not cut off. Seriously? And that's ridiculous. Options are not suitable. Options are not suitable for most apes. Denison Kirkq. Your dreams 09. Well, what are you online? Your dreams online. What does that mean? What are you talking about? What does your last name mean? There's too many. There's not enough vowels in your last name. Why? And there's just not enough vowels. Information and news provided by Benzinga Professional, Briefing.com, Comtex, CompuTrade Systems, MarketWatch, powered by Dow Jones, TD Ameritrade. So that's a nice circular reference. Information and news provided by TD Ameritrade, us. And the ticker tape and Thomson Reuters. So that's a lot of other things other than market data and information provided by Morningstar. It says information and news provided by all these. So is he gonna like call Morningstar and like bitch him out? He could. I could see him being a Karen. He's kind of being a Karen right now. He actually is.
Of our stocks and profile page. So they are getting their data from an outside source. Who is this outside source right here? Morningstar. Market data and information provided by Morningstar, another sort of ratings agency or a research company that is going to be providing a lot of data to companies like TD Ameritrade. But here's the problem. You can see here that TD is listing it at 40.25%, but when you go on Morningstar's website right here, you can see that as of December 15th, they are showing it.
But it's curious because yesterday, even last night, It didn't say 40.25 anymore. It didn't say it on their website. So curious that he goes to the website and he shows the bottom of the page. He shows this, but he doesn't actually show this, which doesn't show, which does not show this. The 40%. Like, let's tiptoe around, because I'm a little snake. I guess snakes can't tiptoe. Well, let me slither around this here. I'm going to slither around the truth so that I can make you think that it is.
Morningstar's website right here, percent. That is a very, very significant discrepancy.
Yes, it is. That's a very big discrepancy. I'm not going to pay that much. The tag says $4.99, and it rang up as $6.99. I'm not paying it. I refuse. Call the police then. Call the police. I'll call the police. I'll call the police on you. He's a Karen.
That needs to be taken care of.
It needs to be. I agree. I bet your mother agrees too. Your mother definitely agrees. It needs to be taken care of.
Now, it's not just TD Ameritrade that is using Morningstar. We saw this pop up at a lot of different brokers as well. Right here,
It popped up like something else popped up when he realized that he could talk about the short interest being higher than it's reported as. Something else popped up. Something else popped. He got a stiffy. He got excited. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this is like a gift. It's like a gift from God. I can talk about.
Is Ali Invest right here. We can see that the short interest as a percentage of the free flow, 40.25. When we come over here, we can see that.
Okay. So like another like crappy brokerage, another payment for order flow, piece of shit. Okay, let's trust them. I mean, okay, that's something did I mention that in the video? I don't remember. I had so many thoughts after I made the video and it was so late. But essentially, the Ape payment for order flow, they think it's like ruining the market or whatever, even though they wouldn't be in the market if it weren't for payment for order flow. So that's already stupid. But how about this for stupidity? They are using all these payment for order flow brokerages like TD Ameritrade and Ally, and E-Trade showed it too, their payment for order flow. They're using all these payment for order flow brokerages to say like, oh yeah, look at all these brokerages say it's higher than it's supposed to be. Yeah, you don't trust them because you hate them because they get paid to make your trades. So like the market maker pays them to make the trades. So no, they don't have any potential financial interest in pumping up the short interest. Oh, it was a glitch, guys. It was a glitch. Like, it's not like they wanted to get you to buy more fucking shares through their brokerage or anything. I mean, that would just be, that's absurd that they would be that manipulated. No. Oh, wait, but wait. No, it is manipulate. Is it? I'm so confused. Maybe I should just go buy some stock. I'll just go buy some AMC stock just in case. Like, none of that shit crosses their mind. It's just that, oh wow, it's twice as high as it's supposed to be. Yeah, that would require over 200 million shares to be shorted. The loanable float is only like 140 million, and it's just, like, the numbers don't add up. Nobody talked about that. They just talked about Morningstar, and where did it come from?
RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, short interest as a percentage of the free flow, 40.25. Again, over here, this is Ali Invest again. I believe there was another one as well that came out with some more.
Why didn't you look? Did you look and see where those people get their data from?
Short interest, let's see, it was TD Ameritrade. E-Trade was the other one that also came out with that same number, 40.25. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for any extended period of time, you know what?
Sadly, I have.
I typically don't like to feed into these types of situations where it most likely is a glitch. Like, we've seen the share price.
That's bullshit. Then why do you say infinite short interest? I mean, I can't tell. I don't know if that's gaslighting or if that's just lying or if it is what it is. It's a narcissist at work is what it is. Let me tell you what I don't normally do while I'm in the process of doing that which I'm telling you I do not do. I mean, I can't even imagine the childhood that this kid had to come out like this, to be this manipulative and to present himself as not playing into the hype. I mean, it's just crazy. And this is what entitlement does to people. Right here. This is entitlement is what this is. And it's, it's making people lose money. People have lost money, a lot of money, because of this asshole.
On Yahoo go much higher in the past than what it's actually trading at, creating some sort of a glitch. People were freaking out, thinking that there's some sort of secondary price that AMC is trading at. And then we have this situation today and many others that have happened in the past. But the fact that these situations keep happening, especially on stocks like AMC and GME, it is some cause for concern. How are we going to really know that the data that we are looking at is accurate? We are called dumb.
Well, you better go march on Wall Street. You better go do a January 6th. In fact, why don't you do it on January 6th? I better not say that. I better, because I'm kidding. I'm not being serious. But, I'm not even going to go there. But, why don't you do something about it? Or how are you going to know? Well, you could evaluate sources and actually look and try to find the actual truth instead of just bumbling around and eventually ultimately concluding, oh, how can we trust anything? This keeps happening. Oh my God, it keeps happening from different people, different things. Oh, they're all in cahoots together. They're all in a conspiracy. A huge conspiracy to create these things that they want us to think are glitches randomly. Wow. I mean, okay.
Money sometimes, but it really is not our fault. We don't have the accurate data, and that is what we need. But when we look at...
Why do you need the accurate data? What are you going to do differently? You're already buying and holding the stock. You're already buying shitty fucking call options. What fucking difference would it make for you to have any different data? What difference would it make? I would like for somebody to tell me that. Why? What is the urgent need? And why can't you accept the fact that, well, TD Ameritrade itself now has back to 18. Fidelity had it at 18 the whole time. Yahoo Finance had it at 18. There were more 18 than 40.25. There were more at 18 than 40. Plus, the exchange reported data was 18. So, why would you trust a broker-dealer who gets it from some third party or just whatever, made it up or, they didn't make it up because they're all the same. But what does a broker-dealer have to do with it? Why wouldn't you believe the exchange? Don't you want all of your trades to go through the exchange? So not only are you showing all these stupid payment for order flow brokerages and saying, look, this PFOF place, they say 40. Number one. Number two, oh, no, the New York, the stock exchange data, the exchange reported short interest. No, we can't trust that. Okay, we can't trust that, guys. But yeah, we do want our shares to be executed there. Yeah, we do want that. But we can't trust what they say. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I mean, you are focusing on the wrong things. If these people put half as much effort into actually learning how to trade and invest and evaluate a company and look at financials and yada, 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 they would have made more money by this point. The opportunity cost that has been paid to watch this fucking stock, one stock, two stocks, whatever, meme stocks of questionable companies at the end of their useful life cycle as a company, is enormous. I mean, that's a transfer of wealth. You want to talk about a massive transfer of wealth? There's your transfer of wealth, guys, right there. Right back into the market, right back into the hands of the people that they supposedly hate so much. Because they tried their hand at being that greedy, and they lost because they are not capable. They can't do it. Because you have to know what you're doing. And even then, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to go with the institutions. You're not going to try to go against the institutions. You're not. That's not, generally speaking, that's not how you make profits in the stock market. Big profits. It's how you lose big amounts of money. So, anyway, it's so confused. It's such a confused, fractured, fragmented, uninformed grift that he's trying to pull here. And you know what? I'm sick of it. I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of this gaslighting. I'm sick of this manipulation. So, do not be prepared for me to shut up about this. Try to be more creative and less repeating myself and, sounding angry and mad, because I'm not really. At the end of the day, you're going to have to lose money in order to learn. Okay? You have to lose to learn. You have to fail to learn. But the apes are probably not very good at failing better. In other words, they fail equally as bad or worse. When ideally you should be losing less money, or you should be, getting better. Maybe you're still losing, but you didn't lose by as much, kind of thing. But that's Samuel Beckett. But whatever. But we are, here you go. Here you go. The apes are waiting for Godot. They truly are waiting for Godot. Or waiting for Guffman. Whichever one you want. But Guffman, probably funnier. More modern. But Guffman never comes. Guffman never comes. And they think that it's Guffman. They think there's somebody there in that seat that's reserved for Guffman. And they think it's Guffman. And they they do it all up, and they think it's Guffman. But it's such a great example of dramatic irony, or irony in general, but irony for them, and the audience, because we think it's Guffman, they think it's Guffman. We find out at the end it was not Guffman that whole time. It plays with our emotions, but digressing a little bit. That's what'll happen. That's what's happening. Waiting for somebody who's never showing up, like the child whose dad is going out for cigarettes and never comes back. Maybe that's what happened to this kid. No, it's not. He's from Connecticut.
This situation right here on what happened, if we're thinking about in terms of like a scale of validity or probability that one of these glitches could actually be accurate, this one makes the most sense in my mind, just due to the fact that Morningstar was listing it as 8.
Morningstar? I hear that again.
One makes the most sense in my mind, just due to the fact that Morningstar was listing it as 18.
Morningstar? I dreamed. You dreamed a dream of time gone by? Did you dream of time gone by? I did. And I drove a Lambo to the moon. When I arrived, all the parking spots were taken by red Teslas with silver ape hood ornaments, each driven by a miniature Elon Musk. Excluding the retail investor, are all the professional institutions buying and still holding? Wrong, because majority are down. Excluding the retail investor, Are all of the professional institutions buying and still holding? I don't know. I mean, what is the institutional ownership of AMC? It's, well, I have it right here on TD Ameritrade, right? Here. I better, oh, got some weird, some kind of, okay. Okay. For some reason, my internet's a little bit slow, but slower than, I'm a little slow, guys. I'm a little slow. All right. So this institutional, 30%, 30.84%. Now, that's not. Let's go over to Fidelity here real quick, okay? See what they say. Again, I want to look at multiple sources. And, you know, I'll admit that I'm partial to Fidelity's information because I found it to be credible a lot in the past, and they're not payment for order flow. They're not a payment for order flow brokerage. That's what separates them from others. But anyway, are they wrong? Well, okay. I mean, here's what I think maybe something to keep in mind. Maybe something to keep in mind that the institutional investment time frame horizon it may be different than for retail investors. So, in other words, well, okay, let me put it this way. Short selling is a shorter term thing than buying and holding. Buying and holding is infinite. It's open-ended. You're going to buy it and hold it and hope, you know, because you believe in it, it's going to go up at some point. It might be 2 years down the road. It might be whenever. It might be next week. It might be next year. But that's what you're, you know, that's your commitment. That's the nature of that. It's long. But short selling, I'm just talking about short selling here, but the institutions are the short sellers, hedge funds, etc. But the that is a shorter term investment. It's a shorter term play. So, you know, you want it to drop. When it does drop, you're going to boom. You're going to go in there and get, you know, buy your shares back and take the profit, and just keep doing that over and over. So that's what's happening, because you see that short interest, or I'm sorry, you see on Ortex, you see return shares, borrowed shares. A lot of times they're almost equal. There's the same number returned or closed than there are borrowed. So the timing might not line up exactly at the same time, because the return shares might have been bought back last week or whatever. But anyway, the point is that they're taking the profits a lot, like sooner, a lot more frequently. So I think that happens with long positions too for institutional investing, because the point is to make a profit. That's the point, and they know how to do that. So I don't know. I'm not an institutional investor. I'm not a Wall Street person, but I know what's wrong. I know things that don't make any sense. I know the point is to make money and profit. So now, so we have here, let's see, institutional stock and mutual fund ownership, 31.4%. So that's that's what TD Ameritrade said, and it says institutional shares purchases 38.4 million, sold 4.9 million. So that's 25% more. So that would seem to say that they are buying But, this is also it's not up to date. That's the other thing. That's not up to date. So these right here, top 10 institutional holdings by shares held, it goes by quarter. So let's see. Reported date, see, 9/30 September. So that would be for, I'm not sure exactly which filings these are, but 13F or the other one, but all these numbers, yeah, because that's third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter there, right? Yes, yeah, it is. So it says this quarter, previous quarter. I don't know if that means, because it says here 9/30. If that's the case, then this current quarter here would mean third quarter, because we're in the fourth quarter now. So that's something you have to kind of work through, or figure out, or at least if not, then you have to say, well, okay, I'm not sure if this is up to date, current. They were at some point. They did buy more, but but who are these people? The Vanguard Group, BlackRock, State Street Corporation. They're the ones who do a lot of these ETFs. Geode Capital Management, so these are lower here now, but so like the top three: Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. Now they own everything. They own a piece of everything. So is it really that surprising that they own it? Probably not. But other is retail investors, 58.1%. Now, we were told by Adam Aaron, supposedly, and all the apes, that retail owns 90% or 80% of the float or something. But this says 58.1%. So I don't know. I think what they do is these are all reported. Retail investors don't report. We don't report our holdings to the SEC. So what they do is work backwards. They know how many shares there are. They know institutions have to report theirs, so they take those and subtract it, and whatever's left kind of has to be retail. That's pretty much how it is, because it's not, they don't count it directly. It's left over from all the other counts. So, because majority are down. So, I think what we got to look at is, we got to look at this quarter once that comes out. Now, it's not, where's my, so, I don't see how, back to the actual thing here. Oops. Look at the last 3 months. Okay, there we go. See if I could get okay, anyway, don't need that, but so this is 10, 11, 12. That's the fourth quarter. So that starts here. Here's this line right here. So, the question is, are they still holding? Are they still buying? Well, I don't know, but if they did, the question is, would they still be holding it now? And we don't know that. So we'll never know that until after the fact, like later on. So that's one thing that I should mention too. So they could have all sold all of it now. I'm not saying they did, but they could have. Like all these red candles here, like that could be a lot of, well, it's not because it's not really that much volume, but like this could be a lot of institutions dumping their shares. They could be, but we wouldn't know it until the filings come out, which don't come out at the earliest until at the end of the month, or after the end of the month, like for the month, or 45 days after the quarter ends for the quarterly filings. So it's hard to say, because that's why I say that this here, where it says current quarter and this quarter and last quarter and stuff like that, you can't necessarily trust that because filings don't. It's not like it right away. That's all I'm saying. Right. So, and I don't believe it says here. It should say like as of or something like that, so you know what day it is, what date it's saying it by or for, about. But it's a fair question, because want to follow the smart money institutions. There are institutions shorting the stock too, and also, well, anyway, no, I don't want to speculate, but this went down. So this is $40 right here. This is the $40 level, and this is 28 here where it is now, and this right here is the $45 range right in here. So, if I were an institution and I bought it, and I bought the stock here, let me put another line here. If I was an institution and I bought a stock like in this range here, somewhere in here, somewhere in this area, put a red here for buy, or no, green, for green for buy, that's where I bought it. Well, let's just say down here even, right in there. So 30, 33, no, I like 32. That's 31.92. It's even better. If I were an institution, I probably would have sold my shares at some point. At some type of high point, I would think. Here would be ideal. Here, something. That's $14. Now, also, this would be a hell of a place to short sell the stock at, up here, or over here, right there, which is pretty much what happened. So, there may very well be merit into play. There might be, but I'm not sure what the catalyst is or what the reasoning is. Certain numbers not adding up. There's a lot more to it than what's being presented. There's a lot more to it. It is not, I'm not saying it's not possible to understand. However, there are so many individuals, people, institutions, funds, mutual funds. There's so many players that I think it is impossible to be able to say something like that the numbers don't add up. It should be this. Well, there is a lot that I am not aware of, that I don't know anything about. There is a lot of people, institutions, parties in the market that have a lot more money than I do. They have a lot more resources to use. And, they know a lot more than I do. So, I think it's easy to say that, oh, these numbers don't add up. This should be way higher, or whatever. I think it's easy to say that when you're not aware of just how complex this is, just how complex the market is, how many ins and outs there are. It gets simplified, not just on YouTube, on Reddit and Twitter as well, into this very easy to swallow narrative, because that's what narratives do. They make things easy to understand, and they try to get you to take an action. But at the end of the day, it's just a narrative. It's not the truth. Now, it may have elements of the truth. It may relate some truth, but you have to assume that the narrative is flawed. That's really how it should be in investing. When you're following somebody else's thesis, which a lot of people will say you're not even supposed to do. You shouldn't even do that. You got to come to that conclusion. And that doesn't just mean, what you already know about it, though. So you can't be unbiased. It's hard to be unbiased because you're already thinking that. You already know that there's so many other people in it. And for that matter, other people's investment choices, I'm talking about other retail investors, not institutions. Other retail investors should never, rarely, again, like, this is stuff that, I've learned from reading and, just from experience, but, following somebody else's trading or thesis or plays, it's usually people lose money that way. It's typically, I think that's typically what happens, because again, there's a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about, but they can be very convincing, and they make you think that they do. And I'm not even talking about these short to VIX and all these charlatans, but just in general, people, like somebody at work. Oh, I have a friend at work. Oh yeah, and told me about this, and he's investing in it, and he didn't suggest that I invest in it, but I got the idea is planted in my head. I don't want to influence people like that, but I want to just stress the importance of trying to be objective and not blindly following something, and not thinking that you got it figured out. Because once you think you got it figured out, that is a good time, pardon my French, to get fucked. That's a good time, like, that's a good time for it to bite you in the ass, because as smart as you think you are, there are people that are smarter than you. And me, and it's not me. I'm not the one who's smarter. But whenever I think I've got it figured out, that's when I get comfortable and either do the wrong thing or don't do the right thing or don't do anything. That's usually what happens. Just sit on my hands and think, oh yeah, well, it's going to go back up or it's going to go up more or whatever. Usually it doesn't. Usually it didn't. Or if it did, it was like some kind of weird thing where even though it went up, my call options lost money because they can control more aspects. And I like to use they, but you know, there are so many people, there are so many entities. So it's been a long day, getting a little tired. That you know can exert more power than retail investors buying less than 100 shares at a time or something. Like that really doesn't affect it that much. Doesn't affect the price that much, especially if you're on. But depending on brokerage you're on. But anyway, I would say that if I had to guess, I think we will see institutional selling reflected in the next quarter's things, reports. That's what I'm just taking a stab in the dark right now, which is there's still a lot of time before those things come out, like a month and a half. So, but now is an interesting point because the quarter is ending. So next quarter starting, first quarter 2022, what happens in the price? And I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but I'm saying whatever happens in the price might be an indication of what we're talking about here. If the price starts going down, way down, like this is, what happened there? There we go. That's too small. Like, price is going down like this. In mind, okay. Like it's been doing this kind of thing. Ooh, that's. Okay, I am trying to draw a line here. So I'm just making an average. Okay, yellow, that's good to see. Because it goes down and it comes up and stuff, but it kind of zigzags. So you average it, cut through the middle. It kind of is doing that on average, or you could even go like weekly on the chart, make the candles even have more in them, and do the same thing, kind of like that. Go down right down through the middle of it. So, it doesn't mean it's going to continue to do that, but it could. And I think we did see. Well, I have to go back and look. I honestly I don't remember the institutional deal here, but you consider this. This is the first quarter. Like these are quarters here. One between these lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because they're all 3 months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, etc. So you see this happened in the second quarter here, and then right at the beginning of the third quarter, pretty much, like it really started going down. And then in this quarter, you know, you had another peak, and that's that 50 or low 50s range. And then you have extreme selling going into the third quarter, or I'm sorry, the fourth quarter here. So what I'm trying to show, and I'm not saying very well here though, is that the transition between the quarters can be like, they're not drastic, but there's shit happens. Some shit sometimes tends to happen at those times. So, like, okay, it didn't in the first quarter, like the January GameStop thing, but that was primarily due to GameStop. So AMC just kind of happened as well. So, but here you going into the second quarter, sort of going into the third, like here's the second quarter, going into the third quarter. That's when the big run up happened in June. Like most of the way, you know, in that quarter, and then as it was coming back down throughout, when the quarter changed, that's when you really started to see it accelerate down. So that's all I'm saying. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in January. And it'll be interesting to see those filings come out, to see exactly what is going on with the institutions in terms of owners, you know, how much they own. But so I don't really know, but I do know that the institutions are in the game for, they're in the business of making money. So that doesn't mean that they always do, or that they, you know, everything that they do is something that you should do because they must be making money. Like I said, you don't know the time frame that they are working on. And also, if they, like those filings, the filing could come out and it could say they own it, but they have already sold it by the time the filing comes out. So they can wait so long after the quarter ends. They can wait for another month and a half before they have to tell you what they did in that previous quarter. So in that 45 days, in that month and a half, that waiting period that they have, not waiting period, in that period of time that they can wait to file it, they could sell it then, and they don't have to tell you that until the end of the end of the next quarter. So that's why I say these filings are not current. They don't tell you what's going on right now. It's a fucked up thing. I'm sure it's because they want to have an advantage. They're never going to tell us what they're doing, like, accurately or in a timely manner, but that's just the way it is. So but you have to know that. Like, that's what I mean. These are things that it's not clear from that's how it is when you look at a thing that says that institutions own 30% or whatever. It doesn't really tell you that, well, that's based on last quarter, and it was, you know, it may not have even been true when they reported it in the third quarter, but it was true in the second quarter. So they reported it because it was true, but it's not anymore. But if that makes sense. It's really stupid that Wall Street, you know, fucks you essentially, because they put out these filings. It's like, oh yeah, oh wow, they're buying it. And like all the AMC YouTubers said, they would look at the filings and they would say that the institutions are buying. And it's like, no, they bought at some point during the last quarter. We don't know when. We don't know how much they paid. They might have already sold it. We don't know. But that's what happens when you gloss over it, and people lose money because of these guys. So anyway, I hope that gives you something. Because I don't know about the institutions, but I don't think that, you know, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Excuse me. Next quarter. my gut tells me that that's going to be a sell-off. Not because I'm a bear, perma bear, but just because, you know, it's an inflated value, an inflated price. Have a lot of retail it's holding. Let's just say it's 50% retail ownership. I don't think that you're going to get equal. You don't have equal interest between. I mean, it might be 50-50, but the apes, the retail investors, they are emotional. They are expecting something to happen. And that is another, because they're expecting it, because everybody knows they expect it, that is a reason why I think it's unlikely to happen. Because the more you expect something and you watch for it, like watch pot never boils kind of thing, and you are constantly trying to make this, like asking someone out on a, like bothering somebody all the time, asking them to go on a date with you, that's not the way to make it happen. They're probably not going to ever want to then if you do that. You have to let things happen naturally. You have to not be so obvious. You have to kind of pull back a little bit and like say like, oh, well, if they like me, it'll work out, right? If the AMC short squeeze or whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen whenever it wants to. In other words, I don't think there's anything the apes can necessarily do, but this, because you have told everybody in your class that you like Amanda, like Amanda's going to find out about that, and she doesn't like you, and she's going to avoid you. And she's not even going to give you the opportunity to ask her out. If that makes sense. It's so, don't show your hand. Don't tell everybody that you like Amanda. Don't tell random people on the internet that you don't even know. You're telling the world you like this girl, and you don't even know what's going on. So, and then she finds out, and it's creepy. Or she doesn't like you, or maybe she would have liked you, but it was like you guys were already dating because you talked about liking her so much. Probably as far as I can go with that analogy. And but that's kind of how I see this. It's like playing poker cards with a bunch of other people, and everybody shows everybody else their cards. Well, how can you play a game when you know what everybody else has? It's not a game. That's not a game then. It's, whatever. I don't even know what it is, but it's not a game. It's not a game. Not a game. Broadcasting live from my mom's basement. Oh, we have a Tesla fanboy here. Yeah? We have a Tesla fanboy who thinks that he's funny, talking about basements. Are you a Trump tard as well? Are you a Donald Trump fan? Is that where you get the basement rhetoric from? Why? And, Model 3 dude. That's original. That's an original name, by the way. You are very creative. But I like Amy. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that soon. I'm gonna be getting off here soon. But yeah, that's something that really doesn't make sense about what's happening with this. Is that something is happening with the stock, and the apes are being told one thing, and they're being led to believe one thing about whatever is happening. And you have people like this who talk about infinite short interest. Infinite short interest. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be 1,000, 10,000%. Doesn't matter. We need better data because I want to make an informed decision. Well, it's not why.
Even though Morningstar is listing this as 18.88% over here, well, on Ortex over here, we're seeing the exchange reported short interest at 18.84. It's not that.
Oh my God! 0.04% off. Wow. We need better data, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. This is the level of desperation that this kid has sunk to. He's literally disputing 0.04% point. All right, Michael. Take care. Thank you for your questions and being here. Catch you later. It's not 40.25%. Well, yeah, we know that. We know it's not 40.25%. You're gonna say it's 94%, right? I know this trick. I know that it's not 40%. That's ridiculous. Everybody knows it's 10,000%.
That big of a difference, but how hard is it to get the accurate number for the exchange reported short interest? The exchange should know how many shares are sold short at any given time, but they don't. This is why we need more.
So, I mean, first of all, does it say on the Morningstar? Does it say, what does it say on the Morningstar?
You know, Morningstar is listing this as.
It says share short 96.70 million. 96.7 million! It's the same! 96.7 million! Look! 96.7 million. 96.70 million. What in the fuck? So you know what the difference is? What he is bitching about here is the difference. I guarantee you, it is the difference in what the float calculation is. So, what is the float? Okay, we don't know. All right, let's go here. When we come over to FinViz, we see that it says the float is 448.56. 448.56. Now, if I just do a general search, AMC shares float. Where did I look at it? I looked at it on here on Yahoo Finance because I was looking at this last night. Where is it? Float 513.26 million. Okay, that's different. That's a different number. What does Fidelity say? Find out. Fidelity. Let's see, that's in, I think it's in key statistics, I forget. So it's 96, like that is, and no matter how many times I catch this child, that's what he is. He's a child. He is undiscerning. He has no clue. As many times as I catch him in these stupid fucking, I don't even know what to call it. It's a mistake, but it's 100% biased. First of all, like he just wants to believe that the data is different. It's wow, how can it be different? How can it be different everywhere, guys? When he's looking at a percentage. Look at the actual number of shares. That's what the fucking exchange reports, not a percentage. They don't report the percentage. They report the number of shares. I am, you know, like that is elementary, basic. It's fucking ridiculous. Such a joke. God. And it doesn't matter because he's an idiot. But the problem is people are losing money because of these guys, because of him. You know, it's really shares outstanding 513.9. Okay, but that's not float. Let me see here. So it says the market cap is 14.87 billion. So if you do I have the calculator on there? Yeah, I do. No, it. Do I? It is on there, but it's not. It is on there, right? But it's not showing. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? My internet's taking a shit here. I don't know why. Well. Okay, so that number on the calculator, that is the market cap, 14.87 billion divided by the stock price. It should have enough juice. Stream. I don't know what's happening. Don't know why it's doing. Why is it doing this? I don't have. Okay. So. Take some steps here. But so I just did that that math there. So it's the market cap divided by the current stock price, and it comes out to be about the same. So it's hard to really tell from that. But anyway, I may have to just go ahead and close the stream because I don't know what's happening here. Looks like it might. But before I do, I don't have this on like way too high of quality, do I?
Is 18.88% over here. Well, on Ortex over here, we're seeing the exchange reported short interest at 18.84. It's not that big of a difference, but how...
Okay, so already saw that. So yeah, so that's ridiculous. That's just ignorant. I can't believe that. I mean, I can, but I...
behind the curtain to see what is exactly going on. That is why we need things like FINRA 21-19 right here to get approved and implemented so we can see things...
I think I should comment that on here. Because that's pretty basic. That's a pretty basic thing. Like... Oh, I didn't see the message before you retracted it. I mean... Oh no, don't go. Yeah. You're really, really enjoying insulting me, aren't you? Let's see. I mean, I better timestamp it because I could say it's terrible analysis, but what am I referring to? I mean, all of it.
You should know how many shares are sold short. Reported short interest at 18.84. It's not that big of a difference, but how hard is it to get the accurate number for the exchange reported short interest? The exchange...
How hard is it to get the accurate number? Wow, what a fucking idiot. How fucking full of yourself do you have to be to say something like that while you're literally looking at a number that is the same as the number that the other thing is that you're saying it's not. Wow. What a, I mean, seriously. I will never stop fact checking this guy. Morningstar. Morningstar. Let's see here. Oh, we have a fog warning. That's all. I know it's all they care about, but if I can, you know, all I want to do is just raise the points. I don't care if people click on their videos. Don't care. Don't care. Because I know that people are going to watch them anyway. And I don't care if people buy AMC stock either. Go ahead, buy it. All I want is for there to be some criticism, somebody actually intelligently and factually showing that these guys are charlatans. That's all I care about. Just like how I appreciate the fact that there are people who criticize and call out Elon Musk for the charlatan that he is. Right? Like people like Thunderfoot, etc. So, you know, they're just, I'm not even saying that I don't like these people, that I don't like Elon Musk. Well, I really don't. I don't like him. But that's besides the point. That's my opinion. But you can look at facts, just like you can look at facts with this. Like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't trade AMC. I've traded AMC, and I've made profits with AMC. But, you know, that doesn't mean that everything about it is always right. And when people get so overconfident that they can literally tell you that, you know, they can promise you this shit is going to happen, or they can promise you that we're going to have a semi-truck that we're going to deliver by this date. You know, you order it now, you can have it in 2 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, where's my truck, Elon? Kind of thing. That's a fact. Those are facts. That's what was said. And then how do the actions later on match up with that? Just like, oh, yeah, you said it was going to squeeze in July, Trey. I remember when you said that. So, you know, there's no accountability. I understand that. And it's not a freedom of speech thing. It's YouTube is a commercial platform thing, and they make them money. I understand that. However, there has to be room for dissenting voices. There has to be room for criticism, because I don't care. YouTube can go fuck itself. Like, I give a shit about them. We're talking about life. We're talking about, like, intelligence. We're talking about growth, learning. That you don't do that by hearing the same goddamn tired ass, dumb fucking points that are incorrect over and over and over. And if there's no room for the truth, then fuck it all. What's the point? But there has to be room for, you know, at least criticism and counter arguments. At least that. Why am I so mad? Well, if you, I'm not mad. That's the thing. I'm not mad. It's just so ridiculous that this person, these people, think that this is somehow useful. If you enjoy the analysis that I provide for you, click the like button. It costs nothing. And the problem is that people do. And it's just, it's not that I'm mad. It's just that there are so many of these people saying this shit. So many. And very few people saying anything else. So, they don't have to talk loud to get through the crowd. But when you're saying something different that most people like you guys don't want to hear it, not taking it personal. That's exactly the opposite, my friend. You see, it's not personal. It has to do with the information that he and the other charlatans. It's about the information. That's why I'm talking about the factual basis, or not, the non-factual basis, the ridiculous nature of the fact that, wow, you can't even see that you're looking at the same number here? Okay, that's not personal, that's business, okay? That's business. That means you should not be trying to provide, analysis that you already think, excuse me, you already think that you are providing useful analysis. And, you think that it's great and that you have such a great take on it. And that confidence, overconfidence, misplaced, that confidence is, that is, I don't want to say contagious, but I guess it kind of is. That's not really the word I was thinking of initially. That confidence, when you exude confidence, it can influence people because they can tell that you're very confident about what you're talking about. And, you're talking about it with ease and a lot of, positivity because you believe it. So you cannot correct the world, so you should just sit by while other people shit all over it. That is the attitude of somebody who drives a Tesla. That is a Tesla owner attitude right there. Because if you see fraud, I forget who said this quote. If you see fraud and you do not say fraud, in other words, if you see something that's fraud and you don't say that it's fraud and bring it up, that makes you fraud. If you see fraud and you do not say fraud, then you are fraud. And that is another one of these quotations that was that I used before my channel got shut down. So anyway, you can't correct the world, but you can. But you can, Well, yes, of course, it's each investor's responsibility. That, but the point is, when the apes have been bombarded with one-sided information for a whole year. And somehow, it never ceases to amaze me when people come in and say this to chats and comments and say this kind of stuff, like, that, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here. There's not personal stuff. I mean, like what? Like talking about like Tesla owners? That's That's just bullshit. Like, um, and I don't, do I want people to listen? I don't know. I don't really care if people listen. That's the thing. I don't, because I know. Not talking about. No, hang on a second. I gotta. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I think there is. That's the whole point of this channel. It matters what evidence points to. In other words, you think there's fraud in the market. Great. Okay. So what leads you to believe that? Well, because it's the stock market, because it's Wall Street, because they're corrupt. Okay. Well, you have shown no evidence. You've shown no evidence. You've started with a conclusion, and if you believe this, I'm not saying you do, but people do. Plenty of people do. You might. Yes. Yeah, I believe there's fraud in the market. Okay. How do you know that? Well, whatever your evidence is, quote unquote, supporting evidence is going to be, I don't know. But, and everything is like that. It's like that with the short interest. Short interest is like 99%. Okay. That's a belief. Some people believe that Jesus is going to come back to the earth and save everyone. Where's that? Where's the proof of that? History? History doesn't describe how things are right now. At one time there was no regulation at all in the market. In 2004, actually up until 2008, naked short selling was legal, like for hedge funds to do. So that doesn't really, that's not relevant. Now, I like history. I like learning about the history of things, but that doesn't imply, that's not evidence for anything happening now, right? Like white people owned slaves at one point. That's history. That doesn't mean that still happens. Doesn't mean that there's literally human enslavement. Like, I guess there is, but it's not. It's called work. It's called work, and it's like everybody. But there's anything like that. So now, understand that I'm not saying there likely isn't fraud in the market, but what I am saying is that if you're saying there's fraud in the market and you're using that to justify, and maybe you are, a lot of apes are, a lot of uninformed investors are, there's fraud in the market, therefore AMC price is incorrect. It should be higher. There's more short interest than reported. Well, there's no evidence for any of that. That doesn't mean there isn't fraud, okay? You have to go where the evidence is. And the fact that there has been fraud, or that there is some kind of fraud that there's evidence for, that is not evidence for what you want personally to happen. You want to talk about personal versus business. That's the apes. The apes are all about personal because they personally believe, because they have personally invested in something that they have personally bought into and been told about personally by these grifters. So yeah, and there are people, speaking about January 6th, and it's hard to believe that's almost been a year, but there are people who believe that, oh yeah, it happened, but it was a bunch of liberal left-wing protesters who dressed up like Trump supporters. I don't think so. I don't think so. And there are people who say that, like, I know somebody personally, like in real life, who he doesn't dispute that it happened, but disputes that, what does he say? Somehow, well, the officer, the police officer, that's what it is. The police officers who died, they weren't killed by the protesters. Like, because how do you justify that and be like pro-police, pro-law enforcement, pro-authoritarian control, right-wing values? How do you square that? Because police officers died. Well, they didn't get killed by the protesters directly. One had a heart attack. Okay, Eric. So, but why did he have a heart attack? Well, because they were being attacked by a bunch of freaking nuts. So, yeah, there are people who can justify anything. It may not be just the apes, but I think the apes are the most uninformed group of investors that have been in markets for some time. I don't think that there's any questioning that, because, again, it's like, if there were actual clear pieces of evidence, I mean, the fact that this guy, and this is not personal, this is factual. I'm looking at the numbers here. The fact that this guy can't tell that he's bitching about that number being different from this number. Well, I mean, the percentages, but he can't see that the shares are the same. Like, that's sloppy at the very least. That's like, you were looking for something that you could sell as, a justification, as evidence, and it's not. And I think that I think that you guys get that. So that's all I'm trying to say here, is that I'm tired of these people getting away with that. That's what initially spurred me to do this back in July, August. It was clear to me that there was manipulation. Yes. Now, the manipulation I'm talking about is by the AMC influencers, YouTubers, people that post DD and Reddit. I mean, you want to know where the shills are, if you want to know what the shills are up to, go there, because, I mean, let me be fair, full disclosure, I don't have any evidence of who the shills are. I have a pretty good idea based on the fact that the information is just garbage information over and over and over. The only thing that's changing is how it's getting worse, like how bad it is gets worse. And then, like, this is pretty bad with Short the VIX. I mean, this is pretty common sense, pretty deficient on common sense there. But there just has to be dissenting voices. That's really what it comes down to. There has to be somebody. There has to be, I cannot intellectually sit and not say something. And it's one thing to comment, but like comments or whatever. I mean, it's not an active thing. There just has to be, there just has to be people, and there are more people calling it out now too than when I started before in June or July. Do any of these YouTubers care about what they talk about on each vlog or 8-hour super chat? I don't think so. I think that they care more about the 8-hour super chat session because that's where they're making their money. I mean, there are always fake gurus. Like there are channels that call them out, like CoffeeZilla, channels like that. I can't think of anybody else right off the top of my head, but channels that call out fake influencers, fake gurus, people that will try to, like they say, hey, I'm a profitable investor, a trader. I'm a profitable day trader, and I'll teach you how to day trade. You can take my course. It's only $700. It's only $699, for this 10-week course. And I'll teach you all my secrets on how I trade and how you can be profitable too. And you create promotional material, marketing material, advertisements, maybe a little teaser, like talk about something to do with trading, make it seem like it's part of your class or whatever. But if I were, but the person doing it is not profitable. If they were profitable as a trader, they wouldn't need to sell their course for $700. But instead, because they suck at trading, actually, they are scamming people. But it's not illegal necessarily. It's just, maybe it is. Maybe it's fraud. I don't know. But nobody's going to sue them because it's somebody online, some random guy on YouTube. So there are people that call those guys out. And this is really no different. It's really no different. I don't know. I'm curious about this. They can't keep up the bullshit at this point due to the short attention span of the newbies. I don't know. Everything I see and tend to focus on is like what they're saying and how it relates to what's actually happening, or what is there evidence for it, just basic fact checking. But I don't really know. I don't see any concentration or attention given to trying to get new people to stay in, or new people to come in and stay in. I see a lot of diehard apes supporters. And they are as delusional as ever. Let me just say that. They are as delusional as they've ever been. More delusional than they've ever been. The hardcore, like, the people that were that had to sleep in their car, like, back in the fall. Those guys, like you'd see on Reddit, like, sleeping in my car now. I'm eating a pizza tonight. Like, okay, those guys are deep in the fucking narrative, and they are deeper than they've ever been, and they will not pull out until I don't know what would cause them to do that. But let me talk. What are my thoughts on the whole situation? Okay, let me say, can you ask more specific questions? If you can ask more specific questions, I'd be happy to talk about whatever. But the whole situation is it's it's pretty, you know, it's pretty. I mean, just you know, it's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up, to be honest with you. Like, you know, let me finish this comment here real quick. What is it? 96.7. Okay, 96.7. Yeah, 100%. They play to emotions. That's why you see what happened yesterday. 40.25 short interest, 100%. That's it right there. It's emotion, and the whole, you know, that's why I've used, show, sometimes I read, or I've read, I've looked at passages from this book, this investment psychology book. It's a classic book. It's a well-known book. And one of the first things it talks about is, I mean, you can just look at the table of contents, and you can see that how many things the apes they just they just blow right through it. They don't care. How to be objective. There is no holy grail. How to be objective. Independent thinking. Pride goes before a loss. Patience is a profitable virtue. Now, I'll give it to them, though. They might be patient. Some of them are. And you know, they know how to stay the course. Like, you know, like buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. But, you know, contrary opinions, news, you know, there's so many things in here that, you know, it's just like, they're talking about the apes when they give when he gives an example of what not to do. But, you know, what I'd like to do anymore is I want to go back. I go back to like a couple days ago. Like, I go back 2 days, 3 days, whatever, a week, and, you know, look at what they said then. Because I know what happened in the stock. We knew what was going to happen anyway. But I mean, I'll be fair and say now we know what happened. Yeah, I won't pretend that I knew. Right. So here we go. Speaking of your kid with the mask. Speaking of kid with the mask. Now he has kind of followed the Jackson Hunter lead in that he put on his nice clothes. He's put on his nice outfit, at least for the thumbnail. Only for the thumbnail, because he's back in a t-shirt here in the video, actually. But whatever. 40,000 contract. I looked at this video, actually. That was one I did on that last one of 2 videos ago. But anyway, you know, gamma squeeze coming. Gamma squeeze coming. How many times have they said that over and over? It's just like margin calls. Margin call coming. Margin call incoming. Market makers have a massive problem. 90% margin call. Oh, okay. Because you were right so many other times. Oh my God. OMG, his career is over. Who? Ken Griffin? I don't know. I can't really. AMC negative momentum shills exposed. We're bullish. Well, no shit, you're bullish, Rico. You're all bullish. Like, why do you even need to say that? Man, that's so creepy, too, with those laser eyes. He is such a weirdo. Fake squeeze. Okay. Where is it here? Things are about to get crazy. Mark Cuban said things are about to get crazy. Really? Now, are they going to use the same old clip from like January, like after GameStop? That's the one Mark Cuban clip I know of. I mean, I'm not going to click on it because it doesn't matter, but I'm like, usually there's some more like, God, Matt Kors and his stupid thumbnails too. Like, he puts more thought into these creative thumbnails than he does actually talking about the stock market and AMC. I mean, and that, you know, in my eyes, it's true. Yeah, they do need to make a cliffhanger each day. Market maker freak out. Right. Okay. But I'm looking what I'm looking for. Margin calls are coming. They just dug themselves into a bigger hole. Right. Okay. Why would you believe that? Why? Why would anybody believe that? Tony DeNaro, he had the nerve to sit there and insult me, say that I was a vile person, blah, blah, blah. The same evening after I guess it was the night before that tirade at the end of one of his live streams, he commented on a video and asked me a question, like wanted to have a conversation with me, and then somebody told me, a subscriber told me, hey, check out Tony's live stream from today. Go to this timestamp. You know, and he's like, I will never have Scott Allen on this channel. He is a vile man. He is a ad hominem. His wife's kind of hot, though. I actually saw a picture of his wife, like, holiday, like, happy holidays from the Denaros on Twitter. His wife's hot, like, you know, for who he, you know, like, I'm trying to be, like, diplomatic, but, like, I was surprised. It's like, wow, damn. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's because I'll just, you know, I'll just go ahead and say it. It's because I have the courage to actually speak out against this shit. He's beholden to the narrative. He knows that a lot of the shit that I talk about is not nearly as far-fetched as the shit that he believes. And in fact, he'll admit that he doesn't have evidence for some of the stuff he believes. So, you know, and that's fine, but you are literally causing people to believe in stuff where there's no evidence for it. So, like, that's not honorable. It's not good. Truth. Here's some proof. No, there's no, really, from Matthew Perry, he's bad too. Creative investor, terrible. About to move big. Benzinga says 50%. Toshil Fudzulik. That's got to be one of my favorite. It's my favorite slams. Where is it? Toshil Fudzula. Toshil Fudzula. Love it. The most bullish that Simulate and Trade has ever been. The most bullish he's ever been. Like, okay. So, is it bullish enough that you actually, like, talk with your voice? Or are you still just sitting there typing? Like, you type your script and have the computer read it. I mean, I'm sure that that's what it is. But I don't know. Like, okay. That's how I can hear it in your voice. I can hear it in his voice that he's the most bullish. Oh, wait. No, it's the same fucking computer voice. Don't even have the whatever. You could say balls, you could say decency or whatever. Like, I mean, I don't really see the point in being on camera. Now, I also don't have a camera. Like, I have my laptop like, I'm not going to use that. It's shitty. There's no reason to. It's all screencast, you know, talk about this. You don't need to see. But, I mean, it's not that I'm afraid of that or anything. But to not even use your, like, why you can't even talk about it? Like, you can't talk? I don't know. It's just lazy. That's the ultimate lazy. You don't even, like, sometimes when I record the videos, I misspeak. Several times in a video, I'll just start talking and it'll just misfire and I have to start over. And sometimes it's like 3 or 4 times till it sucks because then you have to go edit it. But whatever, that's what you have to deal with. That's video, making videos. You have to edit them. And he has to edit them too. He has to put in his visual whatever. But, like, it's just lazy. It's just lazy. Look at Jackson Hunter doing some fact checking. AMC and GameStop NFT partnership is fake news. So Trey put out a dumb, really, really, really annoying video the other night talking about it. Shorts getting squeezed. Yeah, okay. This is huge news. No, it's not. Yeah, see, I better not do that. I'll get people complaining. Well, you didn't even watch the video. Okay, you didn't even watch the video. AMC just obliterated the shorts. Short the VIX is like, what the hell are you talking about? AMC investors, Moass is here. Moass is here. But then it says here, this will cause the squeeze. So, is it here or will it be caused? I mean, this is just, it's nonsensical. Nonsensical. AMC, what you did to me today was not cool from 2 days ago. But what I'm really looking for is like one of these price predictions. That's what I'm trying to like. I just started going back like, okay, yeah, this is what they said. This is what they said. Then, who is that? Is that Astro? No, that's not Astro, is it? What is it? I don't know. Weird. 4,000% short interest glitch. Wrench Capital with the... I don't know why he's on camera either. Weird. Doesn't really make sense. Shents. See? I would have edited that. Edited that. Yeah, they are. And that's why, before I used to concentrate more on the, like what the YouTubers are saying and stuff. I think it's still important to, because they're getting thousands of views, but they are getting fewer views. I mean, it's definitely true. Like, so anyway, let's see here. And it's, it is a money stream. I really dislike the fact that the YouTuber influencers for AMC, not only do they mislead people, and I think that they're engaging in fraud. I do think that some of these guys are engaging in fraud, if not fraud, negligence, because they should know, like Short the Vic should know, he should be able to know that what he said about Ortex and Morningstar is nonsense. Like, that's reasonable. That's not unreasonable. That's a reasonable expectation that you would actually look at the data and do a high school level comparison analysis and be able to articulate that. But no, he can't, or he didn't. So it's between those two. Did you know that what you said was wrong? If so, and that's the question. If you knew it was wrong and you did it anyway, you are a fraudster. You're engaging in fraud. I can't set up an office and say that I'm a mental health counselor and have people come in and give me money and me give them advice because I've told them that I'm a counselor. Like, that's not legal. You can't do that. Now, I know, like, counseling and medical stuff, you have to have certifications. Yes, but beyond that, you can't misrepresent yourself. Like, you just can't do that. Like, and they're taking money from people. Like, not only are they causing people to lose money on bad investments, they're literally taking money from people for super chats, for dumb questions that they don't even answer, that I would answer in actual detail for free. Like, it's not about that for me. Now, but I think that, I think that a lot of these guys at this point, I think they are engaging in fraud. I think they know, and they are intentionally doing it, which makes it even worse. They're intentionally misleading, manipulating, exploiting, robbing. And I have seen price predictions. I have seen price predictions, some price predictions lately, but I actually, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but I mean, that, they've agreed to do it. Well, that kind of makes me want to put out price prediction videos, just because, like, this notion of everybody agreeing on things and doing the same thing is bullshit. That's not how it is. Kind of makes me want to put out video, like, here's, AMC, $8 Tuesday or something, how to get blasted, trolled, and fucked in the ass by the apes. That's how you do it. But no, I'm not going to put out price predictions because I don't know. Nobody knows. But concrete predictions one way or another, like, doesn't have to be price, but like, who is that guy? Shit. Not Al. Well, Al from Boston. Another one. But, like, Adam Lewis TV or something like that. Adam Lewis. Yeah, right here. Adam Lewis TV. Price prediction into next year. Like, he has no clue. And he says stuff like, are you going to be a pussy? Are you going to be a pussy and paper hand? Or are you going to diamond hand? Like, that's manipulation. It's ridiculous. Look at this guy. He's an old guy, too. This guy thinks that that's what you should do. Like, come on. Come on, man. Come on. Bulls are back in control. Okay, Dave. It's funny how there's like one of each name. There's a Dave. There's Gabe. There's Matt. There's Trey. There's Lou. There's, yeah, Lou. Oh gosh, talk about a charlatan. He said absolutely nothing. He has nothing to say. Just repeats the same shit. I don't even know. I mean, I used to watch him because I just wanted to see what that faction of the apes were, what they believe and what everybody was saying. Oh, here's a price prediction by Rico. I don't know who Rico is. He's really skyrocketed in popularity as of lately. I don't really, I like, from the time when I first had a channel to when it got deleted to when I came back, like, in between that period, which was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, now all of a sudden I see videos by somebody named Rico. Literally, and that's not the same thing at all. But this is the only thing, this is the thing that makes me feel not so bad. This right here. This here, right here. The fact that his Short the Vix's numbers are in the fucking shitter. His numbers are terrible. Absolutely horrendous. He got 0 new subscribers in November. Can we just pause for a second and appreciate that? Short the Vix, according to Social Blade, which they appear to be accurate. I've been using the site for a while to check things. Appears to be accurate. This is a good place to end the video. Short the VIX appears to have gotten 0 subscribers in the month of November. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are waking up, that apes are waking up even, but it means it says something though. I think it definitely says something. You know, there's something there. That's terrible. I mean, it's not even that much better. 200. Yeah, okay. Way more than I have. I mean, let's see. I think before I had about 350 subscribers. And, you know, they don't like people messing with their revenue makers. So, whatever. I'll just chalk it up to that. I'll take the sacrifice, you know, whatever. But while this is playing out, maybe some of these other guys are as bad, like Benji. So Benji had a channel. He's had his channel for longer, but he also got 0 subscribers in November. Now that's making me a little suspicious. So, but I mean, I still believe it though, because I want to. Don't be like me. Don't believe it because you want to. Okay, this is.
You got a real bad temper. I got another woman that wants me to play.
Oh yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind, sipping wine, someplace I can't hear you whine.
Okay, so check it out. 39,100, 39,200, 39,200, 39,100. So it was a net. So he got 100 and then he lost 100. So it was a net change of 0 for November. And then December so far he's up his 100, but it might still go down. Who knows? You know, could go down still. What about the OG? The OG Trace trades. Like Trey's, he's probably the most obnoxious one, I think. I think he's dangerous too, but I mean they're all dangerous. Still getting some, but I mean still getting some, but I mean it's the lowest point it's ever been. About Coors Light. Matt Coors probably drinks Coors Light. Probably does. Whoa. Now Matt Coors has lost 1,000 subscribers in November. Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. I did not know that. Now I do. Wow. So June, 157,000. July, 15,000. August, 8,000. September, 3,000. October, 1,000. November, minus 1,000. It's you know, it's. I'm not gonna take credit for it. Certainly not, but God. French Capital. And he picked up subscribers because he started to do on camera. That's cheating. It's cheating. I'm not even on here. Like, I'm so small potatoes, I'm not even on here. They don't even show me. So, anyway. Let's see. Hey, thanks, guys. Model 3, Tesla dude. And the other guy. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll go live later this weekend or something. I don't know. My girlfriend's going to be around this weekend, so we'll see. I'm not going to sit here and live stream about AMC all weekend on New Year's. But anyway, I do have other stuff to talk about, though. So anyway, catch you later. Have a good night. Be safe. Happy New Year.